If you've got a young baby and you're trying to figure out when is this baby supposed to learn how to sit up on its own, I've got some really interesting research to share with you that'll actually show you how you can do some things that will have your baby sitting up by the age of 4 months. Obviously that's not a promise, but in research that's been done, that's what they were able to accomplish. Let me share it with you. In this study, what they would do is they took a group of mothers with babies under 4 months of age, and for 6 weeks they brought the mothers into a room where there was a chair that would spin. They would take these mothers with their babies and they would say, okay, hold your baby and we're going to spin you a couple times this way and then a couple times the other way, and then they would hold their baby at a 30-degree angle and spin their babies both directions as well. Something around the neighborhood of like 10, 15 spins, and they would do this 4 times a week. To be clear here, this was not to induce vomiting in the babies. This was a happy thing for the babies. They were giggling, most of them, because the movement was really fun, and so it was a gentle process. But what they noticed is that the group of babies they did this with, compared to the control group that they didn't do the spinning with, started to sit up on their own. They did this for 6 weeks, remember, by the age of 4 months, where the other group didn't. In fact, even when they took sets of twins, they'd make one go through the spinning and the other one not. The one twin who went through the spinning was sitting up on their own by around the age of 4 months, which is obviously much sooner than when a baby is supposed to sit up on their own normally. And the reason they speculate that this happens is because something about a baby actually experiencing movement, and the more diverse the kinds, actually forms more connections in the brain and syncs up the brain's ability to be able to control motor skills. So if you would like to actually physically increase your child, your baby's physical coordination, even as silly as that seems as a tiny infant, and actually change how it turns out later and have them be a more physically coordinated young child and adult, you might want to try spinning your child or bouncing them more, getting them toys, just involving them in more things that create movement in their lives. And if you'd like more weird stuff like this, where researchers have done things to babies that are good for the babies, but they've tried to do things where they try to find out what they can do as young babies that will change who they grow up to be as children and adults, then I'd like to invite you to go over to parenting4success.com. That's parenting, the number 4, success.com, where I've got a program over there specifically designed for children under the ages of 6, packed full of research on all these types of weird things researchers have done that dramatically affects how kids grow up to be and totally alters their life forever. So go check out parenting4success.com if that's of interest to you, and hopefully you found this video helpful.